So, good morning, students. In last class, we have seen how to solve the Bessel equation, right? And equivalent equation also, how to write the solution in terms of the Bessel function. Now, next important is the recurrence relation. So here also, as in the Legendre polynomial, we have the sixth relation. Similarly, here also we have the sixth recurrence relation. Audio video is okay, Harish?
Yes, sir.
So first recurrence relation is recurrence relation 1. It is the dy dx of x to power p into jp is equal to x to power p j of minus p. So this is the first recurrence relation. So in this case, here first we take the what is the jp. You know that jp is what? jp is summation n is equal to 0 to infinity, right? Minus 1 to power n factorial n upon gamma of n plus p plus 1 into x by 2 to power 2n plus p. In this, if you multiply with the x to power p, if you multiply with the x to power p, x to power t, so here you will have the 2p, right? Here it will become the 2p. After multiplying the x to power p, this will become the 2p. So dy dx of x to power 2p and 2 to power remain as a 2 to power 2n plus p. It will remain as a 2 to power 2n plus p. So when we take the derivative of this, right, dy dx of x to power p jp. So here we have summation minus 1 to power n factorial n gamma of p plus n plus 1 and 1 upon 2 to power 2n plus p. 1 upon 2 to power 2n plus p and derivative of x to power 2n plus 2p. And derivative of x to power 2n plus 2p will become the 2n plus 2p into x to power 2n plus 2p minus 1. That will be the derivative of this. So in the next line, we have this. So here we have the derivative. So in the next line, summation minus 1 to power n factorial n gamma of p plus n plus 1 1 upon 2n plus 2 1 upon 2n plus p, right? And here we have the 2n plus 2p 2n plus 2p, and x to power x by 2 to power 2n plus 2p minus 1. So in this case we are adjusting the 2 to power 2n plus p, right, inside this x, inside the x, x to power, not we are not taking, I think this will not go. So here we have the x to power 2n plus 2p minus 1. So from the 2n plus 2p, if you take the 2 common, so here 2 and 2 cancel out. So in the denominator also we have the 2n plus p minus 1, right? So here we have the here we have x to power 2n plus 2n plus p minus 1 and x to power p you have taken common from the x to power 2p, x to power p you have taken common, right? So inside the summation we have the summation n is equal to 0 to infinity minus 1 to power n upon factorial n gamma of n plus p plus 1, right, plus 1, and this can be written as, means here we have the 2 n plus p and gamma of n plus p plus 1 can be written as n plus p and gamma of n plus p, and this n plus p and n plus v we can cancel out, right? We can cancel out, and here 2 to in the denominator we have the 2 to power 2n plus p. So this 2 and this 2 if you cancel, in the power we have the 2n plus p minus 1, and this gamma of n plus p can be written as gamma of n plus p can be written as n plus p minus 1 and plus 1, p minus 1 and plus 1. So that we have written here. So in this case we have x to power p minus 1 to power n factorial n gamma of n plus p p minus 1 plus 1 and x by 2 to power n plus 2p minus 1, and that it is nothing, this is the j of p minus 1, this is the j of p minus 1. Clear? Any doubt? Is clear?
Yes, sir.
Then after we have the second recurrence relation in continuous of this. So second recurrence relation is Jp dash is equal to Jp minus 1 minus P upon X Jp, or if you multiply this X, so it will become X Jp dash is equal to X Jp minus 1 X minus P Jp. So this we have the recurrence relation. So in this nothing we have to do from this recurrence relation. Whatever the recurrence relation just now you have derived, dy dx of x to power p jp, right, is equal to x to power p j of p minus 1. If you take the derivative on the left hand side, so derivative on the left hand side we have the two functions. So derivative of the first will be the p x to power p minus 1 jp plus derivative of the second function xp j dash p minus 1 x. So that if you take the derivative of the left hand side, so here we have the p x to power p minus 1 jp plus x to power p jp dash is equal to x to power p jp minus 1 x. Now you divide whole equation by the x to power p. So when we divide the whole equation x to power p, you will get the required recurrence relation. P upon x jpx, right? P upon x jpx plus jp dash x is equal to jp minus 1 x. So same recurrence relation you are getting here. Clear? Now third recurrence relation. Third recurrence relation is dy dx of x to power p, not in R2, after taking the derivative. Just I'm showing, just you know down, no problem. You ask me to stop otherwise. If I'm going fast, you ask me. This is R2 only. Uh, Divide by the x to power p, that the same relation you will get, na? Clear? So now third recurrence relation. In the third recurrence relation, we have dy dx of x to power minus p jp is equal to minus x to power minus p jp plus 1 of x. That is the our third recurrence relation. So in this again we have not to do anything. We write the jp. Jp is what? Minus 1 to power n factorial n gamma of p plus n plus 1, and means here we have the jp is equal to what? Jp is equal to summation minus 1 to power n upon factorial n gamma of n plus p plus 1 and x by 2 to power. So x to power 2n plus p and 2 to power 2n plus p. Now in this we have to multiply with the x to power minus p. So here when we multiply with the x to power minus p, so minus p and plus p will cancel out. So here we have the x to power 2n. So that, and you are taking the derivative. So here we have the dy dx of the x to power 2n, and derivative of x to power 2n will be the 2n into x to power 2n minus 1, 2n minus 1. So in this case, so my here we can write summation n is equal to, now when we are taking the derivative, please take care, here you have to start the summation from the n is equal to 1. Otherwise the summation or x to power will come the negative. So if you take the n is equal to 0, it will come the negative. So here you have to start the summation from n equal to 1 infinity. So summation n is equal to 1 to infinity minus 1 to power n. Now when we cancel this n with this, so here we have the factorial of n minus 1, right? When we cancel this 2, so here we have the 2n plus p minus 1. So in the lower line we have the summation minus 1 to power n factorial of n minus 1 gamma of p plus n plus 1 1 upon 2 to power 2n plus p minus 1. So p minus 1 you can write in the bracket, This also you can write as a p minus 1, p minus 1, or not p minus 1, p plus 1. You have to write the p plus 1, and here you write n minus 1 plus 1, so that plus 1 minus 1 you can cancel out, and we have the same gamma of p plus n plus 1. So this can be written as, and in the numerator and the denominator, or you multiply with the x to power minus p and x to power plus p, x to power plus p. So here you have the, right here you have the x to power 2. This can be written as, x to power 2 n minus 1 plus p plus 1. Ultimately this will become x to power 2n minus 2 minus p plus 1. So this will become x to power 2n minus p, right, 2n minus p, right, minus 1. So the same thing you will get. So here when we multiply with this x to power minus p, so inside we have to multiply with the x to power p. So here you will get the following things. So x to power minus p summation n is equal to 1 to infinity minus 1 to power n minus 1, right? And minus 1 you have written like this, means this can be written as, minus 1 to power n minus 1 and minus 1. Minus 1 upon factorial of n minus 1 gamma of p plus 1 plus n minus 1 plus 1, and 1 upon 2 into n minus 1 plus p minus 1, and x to power 2 into n minus 1 p plus 1. So this, if you replace n minus 1 by the n, by the n, so here you have the minus of x to power minus p summation starting from the n is equal to 0 to infinity, and minus 1 to power n upon factorial n gamma of n plus p plus 1 plus 1 in place of the n minus 1 when we are putting the n. So gamma of n plus p plus 1 plus 1 and x to power 2n plus p plus 1, and it is nothing, that is the jp plus 1. It matches with the formula of the jp plus 1, so that is the jp plus 1. So here we have the relation dy dx of x to power minus p jp is equal to minus x to power minus p jp plus 1, right? So that is the third recurrence relation. Harish, clear line?
Yes, sir.
Now we have the fourth recurrence relation. Fourth recurrence relation is exactly same as the second one. So it is derivative of jp is equal to p upon x jp minus jp plus 1, right? So in this case, if you if from the recurrence relation 3, we have the following relation dy dx of x to power minus p jp is equal to minus x to power minus p jp plus 1. If you take the derivative on both sides, right, so first derivative is the minus p x to power minus p minus 1 jp plus on the left hand side plus x to power minus p jp dash, this will come, and when you divide it by the x to power minus p, here you will get the minus p upon x jp plus jp dash is equal to minus jp plus 1 x. That is the fourth recurrence relation. Clear? Just to note down. Online, Harish, clear? Fourth recurrence relation?
Yes, sir.
May I change? Yes. Now, fifth recurrence relation is the jp dash is equal to 1 by 2 of jp minus 1 minus jp plus 1. So in this, we are taking the relation between the derivative and j at the p minus 1, j of order p plus 1. So nothing you have to do. just you have to do the R2 plus R4. Recurrence relation 2 plus recurrence relation 4, you will get this recurrence relation. Then recurrence relation 6. Recurrence relation 6 is the relation between the Bessel function of order p minus 1, p plus 1, and it is the jp minus 1 plus jp plus 1 is equal to 2p upon x jp. So using this recurrence relation, right, we can derive the higher order also. Using this recurrence relation, we derive the higher order Bessel function. So this recurrence relation you can obtain by doing the operation R2 minus R4. Now, as I have told you, using this recurrence relation, we can determine the higher order Bessel function. So let us have these two questions. J of minus 3 by 2, you have to determine find the value of the J of minus 3 by 2. Because you know now the value of the J half and J minus half. So now you have to determine the value of the J of minus 3 by 2. It is equal to root of 2 upon pi x into minus cos x upon x minus sin x, and J of 3 by 2 is equal to root of 2 upon pi x sin x upon x minus cos x. So as I have told you, this recurrence relation we have to use, recurrence relation 6. So in this case, for the J is equal to minus 3 by 2, what the P we should put? P is equal to minus 1 by 2. So as we put P is equal to minus 1 by 2, R6, if you put P is equal to minus 1 by 2. So you will get J of minus 3 by 2. Right? J of minus 3 by 2 is equal to 1 by 2 अच्छा नहीं नहीं एक मिनट p by 2 2 pi okay minus 1 by 2 j is equal to minus 1 by 2 we are putting here p is equal to minus 1 by 2 p is equal to minus 1 by 2 and p is equal to minus 1 by 2. So you get j is equal to minus 3 by 2 is equal to half so ये नहीं आएगा ठीक है j 3 by 2 in one we have to put the I think reverse हो रहा है क्या आई थिंक रिवर्स हो रहा है इस वाले में p इक्वल टू हाफ होना चाहिए इस वाले में माइनस हाफ होना चाहिए रिवर्स हो रहा है आंसर वही आएगा लेकिन रिवर्स हो रहा है right just you put the p is equal to half and p is equal to minus half and thereafter you have the value of the j half and j minus half and j half and j minus half already we have computed as a root of 2 upon pi x sin x and root 2 upon pi x cos x. So just you put and you will get the following relation. Just to check, I think it is the reverse. Both are the reverse. Above one is for the j minus 3 by 2 and below one is the j 3 by 2. Calculation you can do. Just you complete this, otherwise we have this relation. You just complete. You check the by which it is coming.
So what should be the value of p?
P is equal to half. In one time you put the p is equal to half. Another time you put the p is equal to minus half. So one time you will get the j 3 by 2, another time you will get the j minus 3 by 2. P minus 1 will give you j minus 3 by 2, P plus 1 will give you j 3 by 2. In both cases, we have the j half, j minus half. You complete this. Or I have to complete. Have you completed or I have to complete? Have you completed? Please.
Yes, sir.
It's completed or I have to complete?
Sir, I put the values.
Over. Hmm? These are the value, no? J half is equal to root 2 upon pi x sin x. J of minus half is equal to root 2 upon pi x cos x. Clear? Harish, over?
Yes, I got it.
So after having this relation, even if you want to determine the value of the j minus 5 by 2, j minus 5 by 2 and j 5 by 2, in that also you can put, just you have to put the p is equal to 3 by 2, p is equal to minus 3 by 2 in the recurrence relation 6. Now you have the value of the minus 3 by j minus 3 by 2 and j minus half. So ultimately you will get the value of the j minus 5 by 2. In the recurrence relation 6, when we put p is equal to minus 3 by 2, you will get this recurrence relation, and after putting the value of the j minus 3 by 2 and j minus 1 by 2, you get this relation. So higher order recurrence relation or higher order Bessel function you can determine. So similarly, if you have to compute the value of the j 5 by 2, just you have to put the p is equal to 3 by 2 in R6. So you will get the 3 upon x, j 3 by 2 x minus j 1 by 2. Now you have the value of the both j 3 by 2 and j 1 by 2. So you will get the this relation. So here means we can determine of any order, right? J m plus half. M can be any positive or negative integer, right? So here j m plus half, m is an integer. So generally this is known as the spherical Bessel function used in the wave equation in spherical coordinate system. If we have the spherical coordinate system, so there we have the right wave equation. So in that you will find this type of the function. Now we have this example. Dy dx means relation is this one. Integral of x to power p into jp minus 1 dx is equal to x to power p jp. So from the recurrence relation 1, we have dy dx of x to power p jpx is equal to x to power p jp minus 1. Taking the integration on both sides with respect to x. So as you take the integration, this integration will cancel this differentiation and you will get the following relation. So integral of x to power p jp minus 1 dx is equal to x to power p jp. Similarly, the second recurrence relation, you can determine by the recurrence relation 3, right? By the recurrence relation 3, you can determine the. So integral of x to power minus p jp plus 1 dx is equal to minus x to power minus p jp plus c. Plus jp plus here also you add the, because we have the indefinite integral, so we have to add the constant of integration. In the above also you add. So by the recurrence relation 3, I have named that as a recurrence relation 3. So by the recurrence relation 3, we have the following integration. So in the above one, if you put p is equal to 1, p is equal to 1. So when we put p is equal to 1, 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 p is equal to 1. So you will get the integral of x j naught, right? X j naught dx is equal to x j1 plus c. Generally, we have the so many uses of the, right, j naught and j1. So that's why we are keeping the relation of this also. For example, integral of the sin x, integral of the cos x. In the same fashion, we have the integral of this. Then after, express J2, J3, J4 in terms of the J0 and J1. So using the recurrence relation 6, we have, right, we have the Jp minus 1 plus Jp plus 1 is equal to 2p into Jp. And we know the value of the J0 and J1, right? So when we put p is equal to 1, p is equal to 1, it will give you J0 plus J2 is equal to 2 upon x J1. So that will give you J2 is equal to 2 upon x J1 minus J0. So higher order Bessel function you can determine from the J1 and J0 in terms of the J1 and J0. Similarly, when we put p is equal to 2, here you will get the 4 upon x J2 is equal to J1 plus J3, which give you J3 as a 4 upon x J2 minus J1, and J2 just now we have computed in terms of the J0 and J1 as 2 upon x J1 minus J0. So when we put, you will get the J3 in terms of the J1 and J0. Similarly, when we put p is equal to 3, you will get the 6 upon x J3 is equal to J2 plus J4. J4 can be written as 6 upon x J3 minus J2. And J3 just now we have computed, right? And J2 also we have computed in terms of the J0 and J1. So just you put the value of the J3 and J0 in terms of the J0 and J1. So you will get the J4 in terms of the J0 and J1. So this is the another question. This is from your book only. Online clear?
Yes, sir.
Now these questions are not available in books, so please note down carefully. Integral of the J3 dx. Integral of J3 dx is equal to minus J2 minus 2 upon x J1 plus c. So from the recurrence relation third, we know the dy dx of x to power minus p jp, x to power minus p jp is equal to minus x to power minus p jp plus 1. In this, when we put p is equal to 2, so you will get the dy dx of x to power minus 2 j2 is equal to minus x over minus 2 j3. So when we integrate on both sides, integrate with respect to x on both sides. Integrate with respect to x on both sides. So here we have the x to power minus 2 j2. This integration will cancel with differentiation. So you will get the x to power minus 2 j2 plus c is equal to minus integral x to power minus 2 j3 dx. So take minus on the other side. So when we take the minus on the other side, we have the integral of x to the power minus 2 j3 dx is equal to minus x to the power minus 2 j2 plus c. Now we have to determine the integral of the j3. Integral of the j3. So in the integral of j3, we are multiply and divide by the x square. we are multiplying and divide by the x square. So here we have the first function and the second function. First function, integral of the first function into second function into dx. So what is the integration? First function as it is, integral second function, and integral of the second function at this place we have computed as minus x to power minus 2 j2, right? So in this case you put first function as it is, integral of the second function minus integration derivative of the first function 2x integral of the second function with respect to x. So in this case you have the x to power 2 will cancel with the x to power minus 2, so minus of the j2 you will get, and 2 you can take common. Inside we have the x to power minus 1, x into x to power minus 2, so inside we have x to power minus 1 j2 dx, and x to power minus 1 again by the same recurrence relation 3, by the recurrence by recurrence relation 3 we have dy dx of x to power minus 1 j1, means in that just you put the p is equal to 1. In the recurrence relation 3 you put the p is equal to 1, so you will get the dy dx of x to power minus 1 j1 is equal to minus x to power minus 1 j2. So if you take the integration on both side, integration on both side, so here we have the cancellation and plus c. So you will get the x to power minus 1 j1 plus c is equal to minus integral of the x to power minus 1 j2, and here you require the integral of the x to power minus 1 j2, so just you put the value of here, so you will get the minus j2, right, and minus of the minus of 2 x to power minus 1 j1 plus c. Constant, when we do the by parts, at that time we do not write. At last only one constant we have to write, na? Huh. We just take the, because that constant of integration will merge in the final constant of integration. So always we write the constant of integration in the final only. Instead of the individual, we write only the in the final. Here in the final, right? Now in the second question, x to integral x to power 4 j1 is equal to x to power 4 j2 minus 2x cube j3 plus c. So again we know the by the recurrence relation 1 dy dx of x to power p, right? X to power p by recurrence relation 1, x to power p j of p minus 1. In this case, if you put the p is equal to 2, p is equal to 2, it will give you dy dx of x square j2 is equal to x square j1. Now here we have the x over 4 j1, so that can be written as x square into x square j1. So in this, if you have to do the integral x to the power 4 j1 dx can be written as integral x square j1 dx. So this is the first function, this is the second function. So integral will be the first function as it is, integral of the second function x square j2 minus derivative of integral of derivative of the first function integral of the second function with respect to x, right? So it will give you x to the power 4 j2 minus 2x cube j2x, 2x cube j2x, and in this case so using again the formula of formula means here by the this approach, in this we put the, again the x is equal to 3, right? When we put the x is equal to 3 in recurrence relation 1 by recurrence relation 1 and p is equal to 3, p is equal to 3, so integral of x cube j2 will give you x cube j3. right? So here we have the integral of the x2 over 4 g1. Harish, clear?
Yes, sir.
Now integral j naught sin x dx is equal to j naught sin x minus x j1 cos x plus c. So for computing the integral of the j naught sin x, what we will do, we multiply with the 1. We multiply with the 1. So here 1 will be the second function, j naught sin x is the first function. So first function, integral of the second function x minus, right, integral of the derivative of the first function, integral of the second function, and dx. So first one, it will give you x j naught sin x minus x, and derivative of the j naught sin x will be the j by parts. If you do j naught sin x minus j naught minus of the cos x, no, not minus, plus j naught cos x, right? J naught cos x. So here we have the, so minus x, in it will give you integral x j naught sin x, right, minus integral x j naught cos x. Clear? Now if you assume this as a first function, this as a second function, so integral of, or cos x as a first function, assume the cos x as a first function, x j naught as a second function. So this will give you x j naught sin x plus integral x j1 sin x dx minus, now cos x as it is, integral of the x j naught. So x j naught, integral of the x j naught we have already derived, is equal to x j1, right, plus c. So it will give you x j1 minus integral of the sin x, derivative of the cos x, so it will be the minus sin x, right, and x j1. So what is the benefit? This will integral of the x j1 sin x, integral of the x j1 sin x will cancel out, and you will get the required result. So this is the integral of the j naught sin x. In this, in the similar fashion, we have the similar question, integral of j naught cos x. Can I change? Then we have the fourth question, integral of the j naught cos x. It is equal to x j naught cos x plus x j1 sin x plus c. So in the same fashion we have to do, just you multiply with the 1. Just to multiply with the 1 as a second function. So it will give you first function as it is, integral of the second function minus integral derivative of the first function, integral of the second function. Now you take the dy dx of j naught cos x, that is equal to j naught dash cos x plus j naught minus sin x dx. So this can be written as x j naught cos x minus integral x j naught dash cos x plus x j naught sin x. Then you assume this as a one function, this as a another function. So right, as a first function, as a second function, sin x as a first function, x j naught as a second function, and integral of the x j naught is equal to x j1, right? So what is the benefit? You can cancel these two. You can देख लेना एक बार कुछ साइन में गड़बड़ आई है मेरे ख्याल से ये कैंसिल होता है. So in writing there is some mistake, it should be the plus. We check this, right? So here we have the integral of the j naught cos x into dx. Then after, as we have the orthogonal property for the Legendre polynomial, in the same way, we have the orthogonality of the Bessel function. Here, we have the proof in the book also, but due to the time scarcity, this time proof is not in the course, because this time we are getting only the 37 lecture, right? So this time we are not covering the proof. Just you assume what is the statement of the orthogonality of the Bessel function. If lambda m and lambda n are the roots of the equation jpx is equal to 0, means it will give you jp lambda m is equal to 0 and jp lambda n is equal to 0. X is equal to lambda n are the roots, means it satisfies this equation. Then integral 0 to 1 x jp of the lambda mx jp of lambda nx dx is equal to 0 when m is not equal to n, and it is equal to 1 by 2 jp plus 1 square of lambda n when m is equal to n. That is the orthogonal property. There we have studied, no? There also we have studied that pm pn dx is equal to 0 or 2 upon 2n plus 1 when m is not equal to n, when m is equal to n, in case of the Legendre polynomial. There also we have the orthogonal property. Right here we have the orthogonal property for the Bessel function. If lambda m, lambda n are roots of the equation jpx is equal to 0, then integral 0 to 1 x jp of lambda mx jp of lambda nx dx is equal to 0, 1 by 2 of jp plus 1 square. This square is on the, if you are not able to understand, you write like this: jp plus 1 square of lambda n. Or here, if you are feeling doubt, so you can say, pardon? हाँ, 2 jp square. It is the jp plus 1 square, j square. Below I have written here, in the other form we have written 1 by 2 j square of p of order p plus 1 of the lambda n. So from the orthogonality property, as you have seen, in case of the Legendre polynomial, any function can be written as a Legendre polynomial. Similarly, here any function can also be written as a can be written as in terms of the Bessel function. So let us have, if fx is defined by, it is from book only. Let fx is defined by fx is equal to 1 under the interval 0 to half, 1 by 2 when x is equal to half, and 0 when half to 1. So that fx is equal to summation n is equal to 1 to infinity j1 of lambda n by 2, j1 of lambda n by 2 upon lambda n j1 lambda n square. That is the j1 square. It is a j1 square, right? j1 square into j naught of lambda n x. So here we are expanding any arbitrary function. We are expanding any arbitrary function in terms of the Bessel functions, right? Where lambda n are positive zeros of j naught x. So from here you have to take the idea in which term you have to expand. So here you have to write where lambda n are positive zeros of the j naught x. So in this case, we can expand. This is the approach, right? We can expand. It takes the time. Okay, let us try to complete. Fx is equal to summation equal to 1 to infinity an j naught lambda nx, Means there it is given that lambda n is the root of j0. So from there you have to take the idea that fx can be written as summation n is equal to 1 to infinity an, any a constant into j naught, whatever given to you, right, of lambda nx, where an is equal to, this is the formula. Now you have to drive, remember, right? Derivation is not we are covering here, right? 2 into integral minus 1 to 1 x into fx, whatever the given function, that you have to write here, x into fx, and that is the jp, and here the p plus 1. J naught is given to you, but in actual formula it is the jp and jp plus 1. So jp lambda nx dx upon jp plus 1 square lambda n. So an will be, now we have to compute the, what is the value of the an. So an will be 2 upon jp plus 1. So jp plus 1 is j1 lambda n square, and integral 0 to 1 x into fx into j naught lambda nx. So here we have the x into fx 1 between the limit 0 to half, right? X into half for the half and half, and x into 0 for the half to 0 into j naught lambda nx. So this is the 0, upper limit lower limit are same, this is the 0. So only we have the 2 upon j1 lambda n square integral 0 to half x j naught lambda
Sir,
nx.
can you repeat the integral of an?
Fx is given to you, if you remember, fx is given to you from 0 to half it is 1, at the half it is 1 by 2, between half to 1 it is 0. So here we have to do the integral 0 to 1. Integral 0 to 1 can be written as 0 to half.
Sir, is the denominator outside the integral?
In this there is no x.
Okay, sir, got it.
In this there is no x. X is only in the numerator. In denominator there is no x. It will treat it as a constant. Clear now? So here we assume, let lambda n into x, let lambda n into x is equal to t. So it will give you dx is equal to dt upon lambda n. So just you put, so you will get the 0 to lambda n by 2 t into j naught into dt upon lambda n square. And for this integral, you know, it is the tj1, right? It is the tj1, integral of the tj naught is equal to integral tj1. So here the integral tj1 limit 0 to lambda n by 2, right? So here you will get the 2 upon lambda n whole square j1 square of lambda n, right? Lambda n by 2 and j1 of the lambda n by 2. So that is our required fx, means an. This is the an, right? And fx can be written as summation of the an j naught lambda n x, that we can write. So you will get the required expansion. Anything you want to note? Have you noted? Clear? Any doubt? Harish, any doubt?
No, sir.
कुछ नोट करना तो बताओ. So here now I'm stopping. Rest question in next class we will start the new chapter also, and remaining question of the Bessel function.